Hey everybody, James Balsamo here, and you're watching Without Your Head! Boom, alright, now we're live. Welcome to the station of decapitation without your head. I'm Nasty Neal. We just watched Groundhog, and now I'm joined by David McDonough, the maggot.
Hi. Hello.
Hello. Mathew Fisher, in the tropical location.
Howdy, folks.
Not to be named. Alexander Hauck.
Hey,
And Billy
how
Coyne.
you guys doing?
Yes, really good to see all of you. I'm sorry to talk over you. And Billy Coyne.
How's it going?
Good. And I'm Greg, apparently.
Nice to meet you, Greg, and not Neil. It's Greg. There we go.
Yeah. So that was very fun to watch Groundhog. And this is true. This was the first movie I asked to play during these. We've been doing a few of them, but this was the first one I had in mind because I'm a big fan of Groundhog. And I thought it'd be a lot of fun to watch with everyone.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, I appreciate it.
Yeah. So how did all you guys get together for Groundhog? I know you had Boombastic Films, but you guys specifically for Groundhog.
Dave, you want to tell the story how you met me?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So, Matt, me and Matt have been friends on Facebook for a while before we actually met, and he was making a short called Insomniac, and he hit me up if I wanted to be like a associate producer, and I either had the option to work on the film and learn the ropes, or just kind of like be like a producer from afar, and I chose to learn the ropes, and it's been great ever since.
Woo! Yeah, I think Dave came in and already had the idea for Groundhog, and he came over and he started working on our productions like Insomniac. Was his first deal, and I did a couple of drafts of the script and found the money and came in. Billy came into the project through just kind of working with us through multiple projects, and same thing with Hauck. You know what I mean? He's been acting in everything and working his way up the crew ladder too.
Trying to do it all.
Yeah.
He's in Japan right now.
Yeah, I know.
Living the good life.
Konnichiwa, Hawk.
I like the shirt, by the way, the Creature Double Feature.
Oh, thanks, dude.
Yeah.
Well,
You're welcome.
I figured, if I'm going to be, coming on here, I have to at least shower and at least clean up a little bit. And I'm going to represent, because this is like one of my favorite shirts. Whenever I go to horror cons or festivals, people are like, I love that shirt. This is my feel-good shirt.
Yeah.
That was Rocket Shock.
Oh, I'm a
Shirt.
big fan of Rock and Shock. So, yeah.
Hopefully
it comes back.
Flyers that, I believe.
So, Billy, how did you get involved in, doing, not even just on Groundhog, but doing, effects and makeup?
Well, I've known Maddie going back to DJ Stan the Man. I did the fat suit for him. But I've been doing makeup effects actually close to almost 15 years. I'm actually an alumni of Tom Savini's program.
Awesome.
And I'm also an alumni of the makeup designery out in Los Angeles. And I've done work for The Walking Dead, and I've done work for Spielberg. And I just kind of relocated back in Boston. But I first met Maddie actually outside of the business through a friend. And I got in contact with Maddie that way. And we've had history, going back at least from when we started with the fat suit on DJ Stan the Man. So that was really the time frame when I met Maddie, and I've worked with Maddie on productions since then. I mean, Maddie is he's like my brother from another mother, seriously.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And so it's a lot of fun being on the Team Boombastic. And Maddie brought me on Groundhog, and it was just a good fun time killing people.
Right. So what was the inspiration for Groundhog?
It was besides there's a couple. Matt, you want me to tell the story?
Yeah.
Okay. So, anyways, back in the day, there was a movie called The Monster Squad, and in that movie, there was a slasher in a movie called Groundhog Day Part 12. And I always wanted to see a Groundhog Day slasher movie, so I'm like, I'm going to write one. Years later, I was like, I'm going to write one. Also, there's another side story about during a bad snowstorm, a guy's walking his dog on a leash, and a plow comes and drives up the driveway, and the guy pretty much pulls an empty leash out and he was devastated. And I just was like, what would it be like if that happened to a human that somebody loved? You know?
If you had if you had a human friend on a leash.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like the stuff I'm into.
Even more
Yeah.
terrifying.
Yeah, I have many friends on leashes now.
I got a
Actually-
picture of Dave on a leash.
Being on-
I've been. Matt had me on a leash.
I remember.
Oh, yeah.
I remember that news story. Because I remember that made the news. Because we're in Massachusetts, we're somewhat local. And Maggot, didn't that happen like almost like 15, 20 years ago? Because I do remember a story of that in the news. So I didn't realize that's where you actually drew inspiration from that story. But taking that from an animal to a human, then of course, it's a different series of circumstances. But I didn't know that. That's a good tip for Groundhog FYI.
Yeah. Now, had you ever written a script before?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm a published short story author, and I've written like
Or
sort of
feature
scripts.
script, I should say. Yeah.
Yeah, future scripts. I did one called Roommates. It was like a short black and white one. I wrote that in like 2004. We made it in 2009 and kept all the jokes, like the 2004 type jokes in 2009 when nothing was relevant anymore. We just kept it in there, but never anything like a full script or anything like that, like a full complete like feature script pretty much until Groundhog. Yeah.
Yeah, which I love the dialogue in Groundhog. It's it's a fun movie, but I mean that adds to the fun. There's some great lines, and I always like him, and I was happy to see that the chat also enjoyed a lot of the lines.
Thank
you.
Yeah. So, by the way, I was keeping track of stuff here. You mentioned that you drew the Groundhog at the beginning.
Yeah, on the festival poster and at the bed and breakfast. It's and I made the sign too, the bed and breakfast sign.
I was going to ask you about that. It's a pretty impressive sign.
Thank you.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, we went to.
I just assumed you found
Michael's.
it somewhere, like at a thrift store or something, like some old bed and breakfast. Like, hey, I'm going to buy this.
Yeah, we had a lot of spray paint, a lot of glue, Gorilla Glue, and yeah.
Maggot, do you still have that thing?
It's in the backyard. I'm letting it age for like a sequel.
That'd be
Everybody
almost like a Friday the 13th style, like campers to like all decrepit, come back to it later in the sequel.
Yeah.
Groundhog in space.
Yeah. Just floating in space.
We got to wait till we get to,
That's our
8 or 9 before you.
That's how age that
It'll be
thing was.
Groundhog X. Groundhog X. We'll basically do the same route as Sean
Right.
Cunningham.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's going to go to the hood first and then eventually go to space.
Yeah.
I'm down.
There's
We all go to the hood at some point, pretty much in any franchise it feels, especially when you're filming.
So Sam's not here, but what made Sam right for the character?
We actually at first we had my other friend who's like a bigger dude, so kind of like a Juggernaut type killer, the big bulky like Kane Hodder type character. But his there's an accident in the family with his kid, so
I'm sorry to hear that.
he wasn't able to do it. And I was like, do I want we got Sam. Sam looks good. He'd be like more of like a wiry psychopath. So I'm like, I want the wiry psychopath to be able to do stuff that like a Juggernaut killer would do, like a big dude. So so that's how.
Yeah,
And,
I think it totally works.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
He did a great job. Sam was amazing.
Yeah, great.
Yeah, I've met him a bunch of times. It's I haven't seen him for a long time, but like you said in the chat, I haven't seen anyone in a long time.
Mm-hmm. Yep, we've been all
stuck in-
locked in the house.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we got to go to Manhattan too.
Right, yeah. Yeah, Martin brought up, the Groundhog Takes Manhattan. That would be
Hopefully there's still some like toxic waste hanging around there.
yeah. And everyone was impressed, Billy, that you did a lot of like the gore scenes in one day.
Well, actually, no, I hadn't. It wasn't all me. I had been
Okay.
praising an amazing team of other artists. We had Danielle Schneider, who was also the sister of the DP, who helped out with makeup effects. And Maddie helped out with makeup effects. I mean, there was a lot of orchestration that basically, in the course of one day, we kind of had a series of makeups that we knew we had to do. But no matter what, we had so much blood on hand. I mean, I think one thing we definitely prided ourselves on, that I know David also very much prides on, is that excess of blood that we actually did use. And because I feel like where we had additional gore, such as body parts mixed in. You know, I mean, we really wanted stuff to congeal as best as it could for certain scenes, and we really wanted to really capture an aesthetic. I mean, I think personally, my favorite gore effect in it is where Kissa is in the bed and just has all of that texture around her, because I think just from an atmospheric perspective, that's one of my favorite looking effects. But I think everyone did an amazing job with their stand. Danielle did Sam's the old man Sam when he gets his face, and I love that.
It's an amazing scene. Yeah.
It's such a wonderful, and I love how we played with effects, because we wanted that 80s practical, and we could basically, from that point, deviate in so many different ways to extrapolate, to have fun, where we can pull back, where it should kind of look more like I did the face peel. And I love how we shot that, because, you know, it was like a double layer makeup, and we shot it quick. And I love how that cuts together. I mean, the editing on David's behalf, you know, really helped with the effects, and even certain aspects of just overall going for that 80s practical aesthetic that we captured. And I mean, we had an amazing team, and everyone kicked ass. I mean, everyone did an amazing job.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Speaking of death, Alexander, what was it like being cut in half with a shovel?
Well, I have to say, I have found that I have died a lot in film, but I do have to say that in this movie, it's probably the best and glorious death scene I've had to date. There's always a possibility of something in the future, but right now I do have to say it is the best kill scene I've ever been a part of.
Mm-hmm. And since we just watch it, it's kind of a spoiler, but we see you at the end still crawling, so it's a possibility you'll be in the second one. You just maybe they'll sew you back together, or you'll just be crawling around.
He's going to be in a wheelchair. We're going to put him in a wheelchair for the second one, halfway from the.
Oh yeah, he'll be like
Belial from
He'll be like Mr. No Legs with the guns in his wheelchair.
Hey, all I have to say is I'm only half a man now. I'm only half the man I used to be.
So you're going to be Kenneth Branagh.
Yes.
And Wild West. You're going to have a wheelchair. You're going to have like mechanics. Maddie, you're all over that, buddy. I love that.
Yeah, I'm totally down for that. That's Groundhog 2. That's Groundhog 2. I'll be coming back and like, I'm going to get you.
Shut up, old man.
So is Groundhog 2 something you want to do, Dave?
Absolutely, yeah. We might die. We might die making it, but
that's very true. Yeah, right now it's.
No, I mean, like, yeah, it's like definitely it's a massive undertaking, as Billy would say.
Especially now that you have to build an electric wheelchair. That's
yeah. You can tell I've lost some hair since.
Well, you've lost a lot more than hair, though. You're half the man used to be as well.
Yeah.
And congratulations, Maggot. I haven't seen you in a while, but I've seen how you've just been dropping weight, and you look amazing, dude.
Thanks, man. Thank you.
Truth.
Thank you.
You feeling better too?
Oh yes,
looks like you're happy.
Absolutely, yeah, definitely got more energy. I feel like a man of 20 instead of like I'll be 39 tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, birthday boy.
Happy birthday.
You have my favorite line in the movie about the ass movies, by the way. So I know you're the right, or maybe you gave yourself the best line. I don't know, but it's a pretty awesome line.
That one, I was trying to make Sam laugh, so I did a whole bunch of different ones, and that one seemed to be the one that everybody liked. So
Dave came through in the clutch with that role, because up until the day before, it was somebody else was supposed to play that part.
Yeah.
And they fell out, and Dave pulled off the cape and took the mortal flesh and did some acting. And did a good job with it. Yeah,
I can't imagine someone else in that role. It's like one of my favorite deliveries, performances in the movie.
Biggest mistake that actor ever did. Now he's
he looks kind of like me, so I kind of was like a perfect understudy. Oh, thanks, Maddie. Thank you so much.
All right, it'll be on one of those web things where it's like people who passed up like these great roles. This guy passed.
He's already gone.
Yeah,
he's gone. He there's no more. There's no
He
more.
departed. He departed this place.
Right.
He departed the mortal coil.
So how about the involvement of James Balsamo? How did that come about?
Well, everybody.
'Cause he's not from around here.
No, he was in Long Island at the time.
He was closer, at the time.
Well, that's true. Yeah, he's in LA now.
Yeah.
We usually, we meet him at conventions and stuff. Maddie had him do the voice phone call in Insomniac.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that was kind of like opening the door. So I just hit him up and I was like, do you want to be in the movie and whatnot? And magic happened.
Yeah, we try to collaborate with all the filmmakers that we're cool with. We try to bring them in from afar, you know what I mean, for cameos, to bring it back to the old days with, you'd see Sam Raimi and John Landis and Toby Hooper, make cool, and Cronenberg, make cool cameos in other people's films. We think it's cool to be able to, bring in some of the filmmakers that we mesh with to throw in our films to give it the same vibe that people would get back in the day when they'd see those people pop up,
Mm-hmm.
Oh, definitely.
We're all fans. We're all big, gigantic fans of horror films. So, we try to pay our respects as much as we can and carry it on. Billy Coyne.
But I think as independent artists, we also like to support. So if we know people that are, have these companies and they're also actors, and it's always nice to have a sense of camaraderie and, basically mingle among, other people. And I mean, like Lloyd Kaufman is, another example. I mean, he's been a huge proponent for independent film, and he will do stuff, for other people's films. And I think that's where Balsamo, he's great like that as well. He, as a performer, he does his own thing as an entity, but as an actor, he's a lot of fun. I loved working with Balsamo.
It was amazing.
Yeah, we love Jimmy.
Yeah, he's a very, very good guy. I've been in a James Balsamo movie, and he's in a movie I made. So he's just a good guy.
He's a ham. I love him. He's such a ham.
we're all in Bite School too, right?
I'm not, but.
Not yet.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You're not in it?
Me and Hauck are so far.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Me?
Yeah.
I don't know. I could be. I lost track a little bit.
Right.
I'm in a few of them.
Yeah.
That's so many. He doesn't know which ones he's in and which ones he's not.
The big
I
star
love
over
each
here.
and every one of them.
I know. Oh, that picture, that one right there. That was a great show.
Is that my house in France or my house in Italy? That's how I look at those movies.
Yeah,
Yes.
both bought with Groundhog money.
AJ wants to know, AJ here in the chat wants to know, what were the major challenges to make the movie? What was your favorite scene to shoot?
Wow. So for me, the fact that it was the lightest winter and the script takes place during the heaviest winter was the challenge. Just being mortal humans and just getting exhausted. Because that day that I was acting, I don't know what planet I was on, really. I was just so tired.
Well, how many days did you shoot?
30 altogether. Wait, no, 8 out of 30, yeah. So January, every weekend out of January 2016, yeah.
Weekend shoots primarily, I remember.
Yeah, Saturdays and
Because
Sundays,
everyone's working around their work schedule and whatnot.
Yeah.
It's true.
How about you guys? What was the challenges for you guys?
What was the challenges?
Yeah.
Well, budget's always a challenge when you're making these lower budget films. One of the challenges that we overcame that I was very proud of is with lack of location, a respectable location that was going to offer up their establishment for our bloody scenes. We recreated the pharmacy, the office, and there was 3 of them, wasn't there?
Well, mostly different sets in my house that were different locations.
The garage is what I'm the most proud of. The garage stuff.
The garage was great. The garage was the pharmacy for sure, because I do remember that. And the garage was also the interior of the office where we did Balsano's scene and all of that interior office stuff. I remember the garage really was, and I loved those sets. I mean, and that was just so impressive what we did with next to nothing. And
it became a studio. It became a studio. Every weekend we were kind of breaking things down to build up a new set, which was kind of fun because you bring back the set feel And a lot of people, when they see it, they can't even tell that, you know, it's not what it is, you know, especially that all those things were shot there. Some people don't even pick up on the fact that it's not the real place, you know, which for independent filmmakers, you know, the situation with like that pharmacy, the best thing we had going for us was getting all that medicine at the dollar store. You know, you buy all that shit and then you stock your shelves.
Which I noticed, which...
like I feel that was...
Yeah.
And Alex got us some signs from a pharmacy. We had a cash register, I think, that was like a golden item for a scene like that.
Yeah.
And, you know,
golden oldie.
Golden oldie.
It's awesome, though. I mean,
it rules.
It was so impressive.
I'll say that stuff is probably the most difficult stuff, maybe.
Was it on the side of the road, Matt?
Yeah.
Alex,
how about you?
Yeah.
You look like chunky Charles Manson over there. I'm loving it.
I like the beard. He was talking about shave it off. I think you should keep it.
You should keep it, Alex. I like the hair too. Yeah.
I like everything about Alex Hauck. He's my hero in life.
Yeah,
I strive to be everyone's hero. That's my goal.
It's very modest as well.
Yes, Alex, I'm very modest.
Alex, take a stab at that question.
So what was challenging for you, Alex?
Well, honestly, I mean, I think anyone who's seen the movie would assume, and they're probably right, that the hardest part for me was the being cut in half scene, for the fact of being, now when we shot that scene, I was, you know, drenched in blood on what was it? It was like a
back of like a sign shop.
Yeah, it was a loading dock, and it was pretty much a cement slab I was laying on. So, you know, that wasn't really comfortable. Plus, also with all the blood, and then, of course, you know, having to, you know, just wait there, setting up scenes and all of that.
That was very late, too.
Yeah, I was like...
And Maddie, that was your effects, because I'm sorry, I forgot to mention, you also did effects as well. Because that was one night I wasn't able to make it for.
Yeah, you weren't there that day.
Yeah, no, but I remember. But I felt bad because I know I mentioned Danielle, but I mean, Maddie, you did effects. Well, I mean, so many people were doing effects. I mean, but I mean, that effects is a great effect, even though I wasn't there. But what everyone did,
I'm a big fan. Yeah.
I mean, I love that, you know, and that is truly just everyone, you know, everyone's contributions. I mean, it was just. It looks great, you know, and everyone can take ownership of it. And I'll continue. I'm sorry, guys.
No, that's great.
That was also my favorite scene to shoot, was that one, because I almost threw up.
Yeah.
Like I started gagging, and I was like, I'm like, what? I've never felt this before for a horror movie. Give me a second. I was like, what the fuck is going on?
It is extremely vindicating when you can create an effect that can actually make someone rich. I mean,
especially the director.
Of course.
I know, the guy who wrote it.
Yeah. And this whole room there is like all weird horror. Well, he's got Batman behind him right now, but he's got. I know he's in a lot of weird horror stuff.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
No worries.
Alex, what's going on over there?
The screaming haunts my dreams to this day.
My entire world is falling apart.
An assassin tried to kill Alex Hauck in Japan.
And then he just starts screaming and gives me nightmares again.
Yeah.
Don't you worry. I'm going to call Creature Double Feature, and we're going to get Gojira ready to come over to where you are, and he's going to create some havoc for you.
Well, I got enough havoc with my screen suddenly just collapsing on me.
It happens.
WLVI, Channel 56.
What were you guys' favorite scenes to
do? Actually, for favorite scenes, I talked about Kissa, basically from how the whole atmospheric look of it. But I think one of my favorite things was actually James Balsamo's death scene.
Oh, yeah, that was a good one.
James Balsamo's death scene was actually one of my earliest forays into second unit directing, which I'm actually proud of. Switching over to my other ear because I'm using. Okay, so Balsano's death scene definitely was something that I'm very proud of, just from a second unit directorial kind of perspective, because there's Maddie, there's Balsano, we have these other people who are directors, and we're trying to figure out the best way to execute, where in a regular situation we would have probably storyboarded this, but we basically had a wonderful melding of the minds really quick, and thinking of
The mind meld.
Yeah, the mind meld, exactly, of the sequence of shots that we need to do to basically execute to the best of our abilities, and having this jaw. And I love how when he's in there, there's that restriction that we somehow enforce just by holding the hand, and then having that blood squirt on Sam. I love that effect. I love how that looks. Pumping the blood. Oh my God, Jesus Christ! I gave myself. My head almost exploded. Maddie was smart about it, because I believe that was the blood that I diluted that I gave to him. The blood that I had wasn't diluted. So I am just blowing so hard. There's a picture of me around. It's ridiculous. But the blood that came out, we got enough blood that we need, and he's on the floor. So we are not actually seeing the underside of it. We have the jaw, and it sells the effect. I loved how that was cut together and pieced together. I would say between Kissa and that scene, those are probably really my two favorite contributions. And I just loved working with everyone. Maddie, Mathew Fisher's a magical dude.
He is, yeah. He's like a carpenter. He's like JC.
And it's an amazing team that we pulled together, and everyone just did a wonderful job, and the product speaks for itself.
Thank you.
Word up.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I know you mentioned that you think you could do better snow today, but I wasn't just trying to be nice, but I do think the snow effect adds like some charm to the movie.
I like to think it's like in
the first time I saw the movie. First time I saw the movie, I hated the snow with a passion. I was so angry. And the thing was, I don't know why I was so heated about it, but when I saw the movie again, I really looked at it from a different perspective. And the first time I was so nervous watching the film. I don't know why. I'm always my own worst critic. But the second time I saw it, I truly enjoyed it, because I think I pulled myself enough away to come at it with fresh eyes and not judge it, which where we all are our own worst critics. But really, the second time I saw it, I truly enjoyed it. And I think the second time is really where I really just felt how much I was proud to be a part of this production.
Oh, thank you, dude. Thank you.
Thank you, Billy. I remember sitting down with Dave in his editing bay and us discussing whether or not we're keeping that snow in there or not. Like, I remember it being, it was like, we tried it and it was like, I don't know, it looks pretty bad. Like, what should we do? And then I think we decided on, hey, it's going to be part of the charm of it. There's certain parts of the film that you're supposed to, maybe more than a certain part, that you're supposed to laugh. It's a horror comedy in every sense of the phrase, you know what I mean? Where you're not supposed to take it for Citizen Kane. You're supposed to sit down with it, have fun with it. You know what I mean? There's things put in there that, to make fun of mistakes from films of yesterday. There's some of our own brand new mistakes that we put in the film, but it's it's fun. The film's very fun, you know what I mean? And I like people. That's the feedback that I get a lot on the film, is that it's a lot of fun. It's a journey, it's like hanging with a pal, you know what I mean? You can watch it and, you got your gore and you got the laughs, and you got to have the good yin and the yang,
Yeah, no, you're in the charm. Everyone's saying that they agree. It was it made him laugh, made him smile. Brandy says it was cheesy, but it made her laugh. She's
that's good.
My one true regret is that we didn't pull out at the end and have it all take place in a snow globe like St. Elsewhere.
Actually, one scene I remember that we talked in pre-production and we wanted to do, and I remember Maggie got so excited about this, is when the jaw gets ripped off, I remember I was talking to Maddie, and I said, what if we do almost like a Fulci style of shot where we have an extreme close up, and then we do a pan out to just like almost this bay of blood just surrounding the jaw. And I'm like, that'd be awesome. And then I think when we got down to it, it's like, we got to shoot this the best way we can. So it's like, even though when you plan, it's like, you know, when we get to it, it's like, you know what? We're going to improvise the best of our goddamn abilities, and we're going to fucking execute, and we're just going to have fun and do a kick-ass job doing this. And everyone's just going to enjoy it. I mean, everyone had fun on set. It was a fun atmosphere on set.
I think that comes through.
I think it does come through. And I know I've ruffled a few feathers before, but, you know.
All of the feathers, Bill.
I ruffled all the I know. I know.
Feather in the world.
But either way, you know what? It was a really good experience. I really liked working on it. And, you know, it was a boom-bastic venture, as I always say, whenever I work with Matt. It's always a boom-bastic venture.
There we go.
Yeah. Billy, you had mentioned that Alex is a very awkward smoker, possibly the most awkward smoker.
Well, I mean,
I'm the smoking cock.
Hey. Only yours, man. Only yours. Because I love you so much.
Man. You're cheating on me?
Actually,
now we know how he gets all the roles.
I've known Alex probably longer than any other actor I've worked with here in New England, almost 15, 20 years.
Oh, so, yeah, it's been a long time.
I mean, we've known each other for a long time, and I have killed Hauck in different situations throughout the course of 15 years. I feel like I've killed you probably, at least 6 to 8 times?
At least. Honestly, if you look at Billy's resume, honestly, it's only one thing. It says, I killed Alexander Hauck. That's his entire. That's what he puts on the resume on the top. I killed Alexander Hauck at least 8 times.
Yeah, but I mean, I forget where we were going with that, but no.
It's just about him smoking. I don't know. But.
Oh yeah. I mean, Alex. But Alex, when it comes to performance, and I'm a heavy smoker. I mean, I actually am a cigarette smoker myself. So it's like you see. I mean, I'll watch things like that, and I'll even say, but you know. Alex is a great guy, but it's just when it comes to, you know, trying to act or smoke, some people are hit or miss, but, you know, it's nothing against Alex. It's just from someone who is a consistent smoker.
Well, it's funny because I have to admit that I've never smoked at all in my life. The only time I smoke is like on scene, like pretending to smoke.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if I'm doing it not quite right, I'm expecting my buddies, my smoking buddies, to tell me, Alex, you're an actor. Act like this. This is how you smoke.
That's the director's job, like David. Yeah, right.
I know. I liked it because you're like your character is like an uptight guy, so he would smoke like that.
He's so uptight. I mean, he's such a repressed character. I mean, Hauck, you are such a miserable.
Coffee weird. He'd smoke weird. He'd drink weird. You know, he'd like wake up every morning just to piss people off, and he'd know it. And that's like his job, like just to ruffle feathers, I guess. So I think he would smoke.
I gotta piss somebody off. I gotta piss somebody off. That's what gets me through the day. That's my caffeine.
Let's watch this car for the next 24 hours and see what the hell's going on.
I'm not being rude and looking at my phone. I'm getting the questions off here because it's easier than reading over here. AJ wants to know, how many of you put whipped cream on your balls, grabbed a banana, and performed it on your partner?
The two-cock Sunday.
At least twice a day. At least twice a day.
I've had lots of
I lost count.
Never with a banana, though. I got to try that. And sprinkles, because it's a Sunday.
Yeah.
Right.
It's sprinkles or jimmies, depending on where you are in the U.S.
Yeah, regional dialect.
Was that an improv line, Dave? Would you write that?
No. That one was something I used to say in like message boards and stuff. Yeah. Because I used to write short
You're trying
stories.
to pick up girls, or
that's like
it was ASL, and it was
the two-cock Sunday. But I said that in a couple of stories, so I was like, put that in there.
Yeah.
Well, even Dave,
what were you saying, Billy?
Sorry, but Dave, I remember in the script how you even had certain dialogue that was, kind of, sleight of hand, not complete direct, but, lines that, like with me, like, hey, they're all dead, they're all fucked up. I mean, automatically, I already knew. So I I love how there was a subtext and homage to
So
so
many
many other films that
homages,
are in there.
Like Groundhog Day is Garbage Day.
Go ahead, Neil. I'm sorry.
No, it's cool. I was just to say you did mention too in the chat that James actually left that on someone's voice message.
Yeah. He's like, I just left it on my friend's voicemail.
History. They have history.
Yeah.
But they deleted it.
Gary, were there any scenes you had planned but needed to cut due to time restrictions or other reasons?
Mostly just pickup shots, really. That's why it's kind of short. We did have a pickup shot day, but we lost it. So mostly just the pickup shots. But I think the flow works better without them, pretty much. Yeah.
AJ also wants to know, where did you find Mr. Wiggles?
Let me go get him. I'll be right back.
All right.
Uh-oh. He's getting Mr. Wiggles.
Did you try to find a real groundhog?
There was somebody that speculated after the fact that they could have gotten us a real groundhog, but we were lucky enough, I think, to get them to show up on set. So.
I like this. No, I think having the Mr. Wiggles works better than having a real groundhog.
I think so too. It adds to the whole flavor of the.
I agree.
Groundhog experience.
Oh, hold on. Mr. Wiggles isn't real. I thought.
Oh, sorry. He's got him right there, so he's real.
I found him in a strip club in 1992. He was on a bender.
You were getting a 2-cock Sundae, and
he was getting the 2-cock Sundae in the back room.
Then
I go.
That's why he's called Mr. Wiggles, because of wiggling it on the strip pole.
Yeah, he said, "Man, I need some work," and I said, "Okay, you can probably sleep on my couch for a while." And but it turned into a burden, really. But I felt bad because he's such a good friend. And he's just been with me ever since, you know. He's had some up times. He's had some down times where he's had his own apartments or just sleeping in the garage in the pharmacy.
Yeah.
And
but he's doing well right now.
He's living in my closet.
Yeah. Right. Well, I'm glad he's out of the closet.
Yeah, he's out of the closet.
Thank God for that.
Yeah. He should be proud of himself. You're very cute.
Own it, Wiggles. Own it.
You're good, Wiggles. You're good.
Yeah.
He hates me though, so. But I mean, we have like a love-hate relationship, really.
Mm-hmm. He's just is he holding out for this part 2? Does he even demands?
He's the highest paid cast member of part 2.
Yes.
He didn't on set. He didn't get along with Ken too well. They kind of had disagreements and stuff, acting choices and whatnot, line delivery. But I think he'll work. He'll do it again. I think if we pay him the right.
And Wiggles was a pain in the ass. He was also chasing Kissa basically all over the place. I mean,
he said Ken was very handsy with him.
Yeah.
He had his hands all over him. He didn't appreciate that. So if Me Too movement's out there, look up Ken Holmes. He's manhandling groundhogs.
Yeah.
Yes.
Brandy wants to know, what has David done to you, Mr. Wiggles, and is this a safe place?
Is
it safe?
It's not safe.
It's not a safe place with David. No.
That groundhog just winked.
Yes.
Just winked into the camera when you
Groundhog is doing SOS right now.
Billy was getting into Marathon Man territory or something.
Yeah. Right. Well, I like where you're going. I love how you just picked up on that. You know what my favorite other marathon reference is, and it's so ridiculous. Gremlins 2. Right. When the crazy one, he actually says, "Is it safe?" And I was on the floor laughing. I didn't know what it meant, and I watched Marathon Man only a few years later. Revisited that and laughed 1,000 times harder.
Right. That's when that works. Like if you can laugh when you don't get the reference, and then when you do find out what the reference is, it works even more.
Yeah.
Josh says this brings up the gopher from Caddyshack.
They're cousins. Yeah.
They're cousins. All right.
Yeah.
Can he answer the question from before? Does he have any hardships of the film?
He's got laryngitis right now. Hold on.
All right. Well, he's been in the closet.
Dude, he looks very sad. Look at that face.
I've been in the closet. Yes. What were the hardships on set? It was cold, but it wasn't snowing. And at one point I was put into a stump, and it looked like it was jizz and blood, like in a Cannibal Corpse song. That was kind of rough. That was a rough day. But
actually, Mr. Wiggles, wasn't it tough for you having puppeteer Rich Marine's hand up your ass for X amount of time?
Who?
He was wrist deep
Never
up in my
heard that name
keister.
before.
He was wrist deep up in he was watch deep up in my keister, and that was a little bit rough. But you have to suffer for your work.
You have to. It's unfortunate, but it's very true, Mr. Wiggles. I mean,
Blood, sweat, and
sometimes you
tears.
have those. You might have those producers basically trying to fuck you up the ass, but it makes no difference if it's a puppeteer or if it's, a PA. I mean, at some point in the business, you're going to get jostled
You just
and
have to
tangled, but
grin
you
and
really
bear
come
it
out
and
on
take it.
top.
Yeah, I'm thinking I don't want to be in a Matt Fisher movie now.
Hopefully they use a lot of lubricant because fingers hurt.
We're gentle.
I'm talking the business in general.
I see.
Sometimes he went 2 fists in me, but I didn't tell anybody.
Oh man, I'm sorry, Wiggles. I sympathize for you, but you
okay.
endured. You endured.
We made it through.
So people are mentioning that they either have the DVD or it's coming to them. So where can people get Groundhog?
You can hit us up. We got PayPals and
eBay. It's on eBay.
Venmo.
eBays, all that good stuff.
So just look it up.
We do
website?
conventions. When the conventions are happening again, you'll see us doing them. We try and do a lot of screenings throughout the years for different films, and we always got a booth there. So, we're very it's very accessible. Just hit us up or come to an event, and we'll get it popping. Indeed.
Yeah. Any merchandise? Because people are saying that they would like a Mr. Wiggles T-shirt.
I noticed that.
I support that.
Yeah, we gotta get on that.
Oh yeah.
With the world being dead, we haven't really been getting any real merch together or anything. But once the world's back to life, we had a lot of good things planned for this year that kind of went down the shitter. But we're not the only ones.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, we could definitely have some Mr. Wiggles T-shirts coming. When we supply, they better buy or they will die. That's how it goes.
Looks like we have these awesome new Boombastic shirts too, man.
Yeah, we got a new Boombastic logo going.
I love that.
Oh, very cool.
Looking good.
Where'd the name Boombastic come from, anyway?
Boombastic it's taken from the Rodney Dangerfield Vinny Boombatch joke and kind of evolved from there. I was looking for a good name that nobody would ever use that felt good and in the Urban Dictionary has Boombastic as being like a heightened sexual excitement type thing.
All right. Very fitting then.
The way I feel about Mathew Fisher.
Yeah. He makes us happy in all the right places.
It's a very sexual conversation.
Yeah. They say
Neil, you should do a sex podcast.
Yeah.
That should be the next one you do.
Could be. Well, this is Without Your Head. I've In Your Head. What would that one be?
Giving You Head podcast.
I don't know. Yeah.
It'd be
all about the head.
On the head. Does that make sense?
No. But we'll go around with it. But, Billy, are you working on anything currently?
Currently, yes, I am actually fabricating. I'm actually doing some finishing up touches on a puppet for a production I'm actually working with Mr. Fisher. That's coming along beautifully.
He didn't even know about it. He seemed very surprised.
Huh?
He seemed surprised. I think this is the first time he heard about it.
I just love to hear about me and Billy collaborating so much. When I hear it, I get excited.
Maddie, I know you want to shoot me.
I love you, Billy. You know that.
No, I know you want to shoot me. So either way, that we are. I know there's that, and I just have. Yeah, I know, and I just have some other personal projects. Some personal projects that I've just really been creating because this year is a down year for conventions, so I'm kind of taking this time to really fabricate and do some original pieces for trade shows further down the line, and I'm working and doing some writing and some other stuff for some other folks as well. So, I really can't talk about, that too much because, even though things are kind of on the DL with everything going on, but it's nice to be busy when you actually are busy. But with everything going on right now in the situation that it is, it's just kind of a blinking yellow light, I guess you would say.
Good, well put, very well put.
Yeah. And where can people follow you if they want to see what you're up to?
I'm on Facebook at Billy.Coyne, Coyne. My Instagram handle is MADDRC, which is short for Mad Dr. Coyne.
All right.
Those are really the two places, but Facebook is really the best place to find me if anyone's interested or just wants to talk about effects or monsters, considering that's my bread and butter since I was first conceived, as far as I'm concerned.
Alex, what are you up to?
Well, like everyone else, with the downtime and all that, I did 2 short films that I made with pretty much solely myself, with the help of Matt and
Buddy Buttafuoco.
And Buddy Buttafuoco. Both of them.
Buddy's a good man.
We'll have him on next time.
He's the salt of the earth.
He is.
But
sorry to cut you off.
But I mean, the big thing is because there's a lot of downtime and I can't, just go out and do. We can't do projects. I've been pretty much using my, like my cell phone and doing many little short films to keep myself busy. Since things have kind of, lessened a little bit, I am going to Vegas to shoot a horror film called Bloodthirst with the Mahal Empires.
Yeah.
So in that, you got Robert Lasardo and Tara Reid. So I'm psyched about doing that. That's going to be like the 2nd and 3rd week of July. So I mean, that's a big thing. That and just trying to keep busy, trying to get myself out there. And actually, I've been up in my social media game because I haven't really done much with that. So I started doing more Instagram, more Twitter, just to get myself out there since now I've got more downtime.
Yeah. So where people just put in Alexander Hauck, they'll find you?
For the most part, it's actually probably one of the good things about having not a common name is that it's pretty easy to find me. In Instagram, I'm under Hauckman220, and if you type in Alexander Hauck, Hauck, in Facebook, you'll find me. It's the one with a picture of my beautiful face. So yeah, I can't beat that. So and then that's pretty much where I am. Twitter, I think I'm just Alexander Hauck1 or something like that, something generic like that. But
cool.
Yeah, I mean, just keeping busy and trying to do as much as I can with the time I have.
Yeah, and
you're 3 months. There's only 3 months left.
Oh, I thought you meant of his life. I was like, whoa.
Yeah,
I'm about to die.
I'm taking a weird turn.
I'm dying.
That's what I mean.
But you can also see Hauck, one of his new shorts in our upcoming Severed Limbs Film Festival next month.
Yeah.
Word up.
And that's Essential Employee, which I had a lot of fun doing. It's a very dark and kind of telling us short of our times.
Right.
A commentary on our social economic setting.
Right. Mr. Fisher, what are you up to?
Well, we're all very proud of the Hauck and his big acting skills.
Yeah.
Given hard times, but he's doing good over there. Good job, Hauck. You're welcome. We're finishing up post-production on a new short film that we're going to release the trailer and the title to it soon. It's in getting the music done to it now. We're gearing up for hopefully to do the Wicked Hollows feature film once everything's back to normal, which who knows when that'll be. I have numerous podcasts. I have a big cast with Alexander Hauck over there called the Boombasta Cast. It's on YouTube, and then on anywhere else you listen to podcasts, I have one called Shock Treatment with Mel and Maddie. It's a horror themed one. We have one called Mostly Ghostly with Ray Booten. It's all paranormal and, weird, all that scary, crazy stuff. And we have one called Behold the Pale Podcast, which is kind of like we discuss like truther things and, conspiracy stuff. Nothing too crazy, but we just like discuss even sometimes the crazy ones. But it's fun to dive in and discuss those things. And, yeah, we're just kind of waiting for everything to calm back down and hopefully go back out and hit some screens and visit the people, see the people out there in the open road and keep things moving. Maybe do Groundhog 2. We'll see. We'll do COVID Groundhog 2. The COVID years. But, just staying busy. Anybody that wants to check up with you check those podcasts out on where you listen to podcasts. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram at Boombastic Films or Mathew Fisher. And, hit us up. If anybody can tell us, send Boombastic a message to what this image behind me is. It's in a famous movie. If you can figure out what movie that is, you get a free Groundhog DVD.
Oh, very sweet. Yeah, I actually I'm not gonna say, but I do have an old Hawaiian shirt with that on from the movie, but it's much too big for me anymore. But David, what are you up to?
Well, all the stuff Matt was saying, hopefully the Hollows, once all this clears up, the short, a whole bunch of stuff, whole bunch of shorts and stuff. Hopefully Groundhog 2. We actually, on the Troma Now network, we just had Gore Theater 1 and 2 pop up.
Oh, cool.
In Gore Theater 1, Matt directed a short called Ford that we worked on. And on Gore Theater 2, I directed one called The Sound of Blood that I kind of put together like, I think it was last fall. Yeah, it's kind of like a COVID collaboration that was pre-COVID, because it's like I got snippets for my friends to send me and stuff. It's on Troma Now network. I just finished the first draft of a slasher movie called Pep Rally that I'm going to be making with producer Ivan Hruska. You probably know him. You probably met him when you were out in Cali, right? He produced Blind.
Oh yeah, I actually know Blind. Yeah. Marcel Vault's movie.
Yeah, I wrote that for him. He announced it on a stream we did a month or so ago. That is going to be like a cross between Scream and Mean Girls.
Oh, nice.
So it's going to be like a high school set. And from the script, it's been like compared to like being 10 times the beginning of The Collector, like the end of the movie, the finale, just so much blood and gore, up the gore. So much, and hopefully I can go out.
You're gonna be puking all over the place.
Yeah. Hopefully we can get Maddie and Alex and me out to LA to make it and stuff, and just make a bloody movie. Once all this shit clears up.
Yeah.
We got the American Sasquatch.
Yep.
Anthology coming out in August as well.
Yeah.
Tony like Wild Eye releasing that one. I think it's like August 12th or 13th. You can pre-order on Amazon now if you want.
I think Gary answered the question. Gary,
that?
The question we just asked about the background.
Oh yeah, Gary answered it. Gary with 2 R's here.
Yeah.
What'd he say?
Scarface.
Scarface. He's got it. Good job. Tell him to send me a message via Facebook.
Yeah, Gary, hit up Mathew Fisher 1T on Facebook. You're probably already friends.
Gary Medeiros?
Yep, Gary Medeiros, yeah.
That's my boy. Everybody be on his look out for his film. It's coming out soon too, I think.
Oh, really?
Plague Zombie American Invasion, yeah.
Hell yeah.
Cool.
That looks good.
Cool.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate all of you guys coming on. It's been a lot of fun.
Hey,
I love Groundhog.
Thanks so much, Neil. Thank everybody who's watching, and love you guys. Love all you guys.
Love you all. Everybody applaud Neil because he's helping out a lot of indie filmmakers.
Well, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yes. And coming up, we're going to have the internet premiere of Spirit
Animal.
I'm so excited.
Maddie Daring.
Yep.
Gross Fest family, right?
Yes, Gross
I think
Fest.
we had her at Gross Fest.
Yep.
I think
And it looks awesome, too. It's got that aesthetic that I love, that style.
Yeah, I thought both movies really would play well with each other.
Definitely.
That's why
Can't wait. Everybody's golf clapping.
All right.
Be time to go.
All right. So
Thanks,
I will talk to everyone soon. Thank you guys for doing this.
Have a
Thank you,
good one.
guys.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Take care, guys.
You too, Billy. Bye.
Bye.
Peace.
Bye, guys.
Peace.
Peace.